Did you ever wonder if your TV set is jealous of the time you spend watching web video? Well, I say let it suffer. Television has certainly made me suffer a lot this year. I'm here to tell you about the top 5 most frustrating TV moments of 2014 in this week's episode of Angry Nerd. First, let's go to the mailbag. In a previous episode, I asked if you'd like to see Disney characters Wreck-It Ralph and Baymax added to Disney's fairy tale mashup Once Upon a Time. Your overwhelming answer was yes. Several of you proposed a Once Upon a Time Kingdom Hearts spin-off. I would so watch that. One of you proposed a Tron Wreck-It Ralph crossover called Once Upon a Grid. We need to make this happen. Now let's talk about the most frustrating TV moments of 2014. Doctor Who usually spends some time in the first episode after a regeneration, helping fans get acclimated to the new Doctor. Shush. But the first episode of this season went to absolutely ridiculous lengths to handhold and scold me for any resistance to Doctor Number 12. One character even lectured another character about accepting this new Doctor. A lecture that was clearly intended for the viewing audience.
He looked like your dashing young gentleman friend. Your lover, even. Shut up. But he is the Doctor.
And then the topper. Matt Smith did a cameo to command that viewers accept Capaldi.
And however scared you are, Clara, the man you are with right now, believe me, he is more scared than anything you can imagine right now.
See, I was totally open to this Capaldi guy before that scene. But this endless hectoring made me want to dislike the new Who on principle alone. Oh, Doctor Who Season 8 Episode 1, you were less subtle than the pilot of Gotham.
What's nowhere, but everywhere, except where something is.
You know what? I suspect that guy might turn out to be the Riddler. Now, Shonda Rhimes is a genius who has single-handedly saved live television, and watching her new show, How to Get Away with Murder, is like dumpster diving at the Rockefeller's house. It's the most high-grade trash you will ever consume. But it's hard for me to savor this guilty pleasure when ABC is helpfully superimposing hashtags and urging me to tweet in every intro and commercial break and teaser for next week's episode.
Your jaw will hit the floor with Viola Davis's last 9 words.
Get to it, you obedient sheep. Tweet about your viewing experience. OMG, you should be using our hashtag TGIT or last 9 words or Who Killed Sam. Keep hitting refresh. Viola Davis is live tweeting. Now, I get that this is part of the viewing experience now, but if I'm going to be part of ABC's marketing department, I want a paycheck. And while I'm talking about How to Get Away with Murder, let me add that it's an example of the lamest trend on TV this year. Shows about women with immensely successful professional lives and disastrous personal lives. Now, TV has been telling gals that they can't have it all for 5 decades, but 2 of the worst new shows on TV this year take this trend to malignant new depths. One was Bad Judge, which portrays a tough-as-nails judge who's a reckless party girl when she's off the clock. The other, Mysteries of Laura, is about a detective and single mom, and it seems to have been written by people from another planet with no insight into single motherhood or humanity in general.
This is a depraved, unspeakable act. Get ready to be inside for a very long time.
Sorry, Mommy.
These shows are a crime against the audience and a crime against 2 of the most appealing lead actors on television. Now, Selfie sounded like the lamest thing ever when it was announced. A social media twist on Pygmalion? Ugh.
How do you do, Mrs. Higgins?
How are you?
TBH, that premise does not make me LOL. Faith if you agree, RT if you disagree. But then the show turned out to be not bad, slightly better than I expected. And of course, as soon as I resolved to watch it, it got canceled. Oh, TV gods, why have you forsaken your most loyal of loyals? In September, the CW killed the last remaining block of cartoons that aired on Saturday mornings. This is an outrage! And no, I'm not just a nostalgic Gen Xer pining for the days when I would watch Captain N in my feety pajamas with a bowl of Fruit Loops in my lap. because I just did that last Wednesday. I know that there's an endless catalog of cartoons on Netflix, but Saturday morning cartoons had a sense of occasion to them. You were watching the premier kid-focused intellectual properties in the land. Won't someone think of the children? Oh, I forgot. It was disgraceful how Nickelodeon unceremoniously dumped Legend of Korra midway through the 3rd season. No show has been treated this badly by a network since Firefly.
Wasn't that well said, Zoe?
Had a kind of poetry to it, sir.
The cancellation of Korra was also bad for the tradition of geek-friendly shows on primetime on Friday night, or as I call it, the X-Files slot. Only Grimm and Constantine remain at this point, and frankly, things look grim for Constantine. What do you think of Legend of Korra? What do you think about staying home Friday night to watch geeky TV? What are your most favorite and least favorite TV moments of 2014? Let me know in the comments and subscribe to the Wired channel.